2025 Toyota Sequoia. Outline. Toyota's muscular Sequoia SUV depends on the Tundra standard size pickup, with comparative stout styling and path-filling size. Not at all. Like Portage and GM matches, the Sequoia comes in only one length. And keeping in mind that a third column of seats is standard, the strong hub back suspension makes for a more confined back seat than in other standard size SUVs. Toyota's amazing Highlander has better third-line facilities. The Sequoia's bundling compromises additionally encroach on its freight hold, which is less spacious than the domestics. All Sequoias are inspired by a twin turbocharged V6 with mixture help, which calls a powerful 437 pull and conveys decent mileage for such a huge vehicle. Furthermore, this is a major kid, an impression obviously passed on to the boat skipper in the driver's seat. What's happening for 2025? Quote, for 2025, the Sequoia adds the Rancher Extravagant 1794 trim level, as seen on the Tundra pickup. The Sequoia 1794 sits over the Platinum, however, beneath the capstone, and incorporates an earthy-colored calfskin inside, with pecan wood grain trim, Texas-sized identifications, an all-encompassing sunroof, second-column skipper's seats, and a towing bundle. The 1794 likewise gets neating front seats, which are recently standard on the Platinum and Capstone models too. In the event that you had your heart set on the sun-based octane outside tone, notwithstanding, we have some awful news. It's been dropped. Evaluating, and which one to purchase. The cost of the 2025 Toyota Sequoia begins at $64,370 and goes up to $85,910, relying upon the trim and choices. State route, $564,370. Restricted, $70,770. Platinum, $81,515. TRD Master, $82,240, $1794. Release, $82,330. Capstone, $85,910. The restricted trim seems to offer the best worth in the setup. In spite of the fact that it's just a single move forward from the base SR5, it accompanies a large group of extra treats standard. Those things incorporate a bigger 14.0-inch touchscreen, a power liftgate, 20-inch wheels, warmed and cooled front seats, and a power-collapsing third column, motor, transmission, and execution. The Sequoia comes standard with the iForce Max crossbreed powertrain that is discretionary in the Tundra pickup. This powertrain is involved a twin super 3.4-liter V6 motor and an electric engine that produce a sum of 437 horsepower and 583 pound-feet of force. The Tundra's 10-speed program transmission continues to the Sequoia SUV2. Back tire drive is standard, with four-wheel drive discretionary on most adaptations, and standard on the rough terrain arranged TRD Expert model. The TRD Star likewise accompanies rough terrain hardware, for example, redesigned Fox dampers, a front pallet plate, a locking back differential, and manufactured 18-inch wheels with 33-inch tires. Note that lesser models, State Route 5, Restricted, and Platinum, can be furnished with the TRD Rough Terrain Bundle, which brings soil cordial treats including slope drop control, slither control, and a locking back differential. During our underlying test drive, we were satisfied with the Sequoia's agreeable ride and calm lodge, however less so with its on-street driving way of behaving. Its expansive inclination out and about makes it hard to put in a path, something we've griped about in other huge SUVs as well, and its featherweight controlling exertion doesn't help. Its brake pedal likewise has a strangely soft feel. Interior, solace, and freight. The Sequoia's huge inside go on in this new age, with a third column of seats as standard hardware. A second column seat arrangement, with an 8-traveler limit, is standard, with discretionary second-line commander seats lessening the quantity of seats to 7. Headroom is restricted in both back lines, especially when furnished with the discretionary all-encompassing sunroof, and a high floor diminishes legroom for backbenchers. With a large number of trim levels accessible, the inside arrangements run the range from plain to fancy, and incorporate fabric and cowhide upholstery and differing levels of wood and chrome trim as you stroll up the cost stepping stool. Higher trim levels offer elements like warmed and cooled second-column situates, an all-encompassing sunroof, and a superior sound system. The Sequoia's freight region isn't quite so obliging as different adversaries. Be that as it may. Infotainment and availability. The old Sequoia's dated touchscreen arrangement has been traded out for the enormous 14.0-inch touchscreen tracked down in the Tundra. This This screen comes standard on everything except the base State Route 5, and will utilize Toyota's most recent infotainment programming, which offers every kind of cell phone reflecting and other network choices, including a Wi-Fi area of interest and different music streaming choices. With the back seat being used, there's just 12 cubic feet of freight space out back. Albeit the rearmost seat can slide forward to make more space, yet collapsing the third line down doesn't bring about a level burden floor. 0–60 mph times. The four-wheel drive Sequoia capstone we tried advanced rapidly to 60 mph in 5.6 seconds, and arrived at a quarter mile in 14.3 seconds at 94 mph. That is speedier than the last GMC Yukon Denali we tried, yet fairly more slow than the Portage Campaign Treeline. The TRD rough terrain form that we tried was a shade behind, at 5.9 seconds to 60 mph. Towing and payload limit. Towing limit goes from 8,980 pounds for the four-wheel drive capstone to 9,520 pounds for the back tire drive State Route 5. Indeed, even at the low end, that outperforms the Chevy Tahoe, 8,400 pounds, and the Sequoia's maximum towing limit simply edges past the Portage Campaign, 9,300 pounds. A TOW Innovation Bundle comprises of a computerized rear-view reflect and an on-screen trailer reinforcement guide with straightway help, albeit not robotized controlling. It's discretionary on the State Route 5 and restricted and standard somewhere else. A Heap Evening Outback suspension can be had on both the Platinum and Capstone. Efficiency and genuine MPG. The new Sequoia's mixture arrangement makes it fundamentally more productive than the active model. Back tire drive models are EPA evaluated at 21 mpg city, 24 mpg parkway, and 22 mpg consolidated, which outmaneuvers the V6 fueled Campaign and destroys the Tahoe with its V8. Deciding on four-wheel drive drops those numbers a little, to 19 mpg city, 22 mpg interstate, and 20 mpg joined. Exhaustive glance at the well-being of the 2025 Toyota Sequoia. The Toyota Sequoia, a regular SUV known for its toughness and capacity, has reliably focused on well-being. The 2025 model is no special case, bragging of far-reaching sweet well-being highlights intended to safeguard inhabitants and forestall mishaps. This inside-and-out investigation digs into the different well-being parts of the 2025 Sequoia, covering its dynamic and inactive security frameworks, foundational layout, and driver help innovations. Detached well-being. Safeguarding tenants in an impact. Detached well-being highlights are intended to limit wounds in case of an impact. The 2025 Sequoia consolidates a few key latent security components. High-strength steel body design. The Sequoia's establishment is based upon a high-strength steel edge and body structure. This powerful development is intended to assimilate and appropriate effect powers from the traveler compartment, lessening the gamble of injury. The utilization of high-strength steel likewise upgrades the vehicle's general unbending nature, adding to further developed, taking care of, and solidness. Airbag framework. A far-reaching airbag framework is critical for inhabitant insurance. The 2025 Sequoia includes numerous airbags, including front airbags. These airbags are intended to safeguard the driver and front traveler in front-facing impacts. Side airbags. Situated in the seats, side airbags give assurance to the middle and pelvis in side-influence crashes. Drapery airbags. These airbags convey from the rooftop rails and give head assurance to tenants in all detachable seating positions, in side effects and rollovers. Driver's knee airbag. This airbag assists with safeguarding the driver's knees and lower legs in front-facing crashes. Safety belts with pretensioners and power limiters. Safety belts are the essential limitation framework in any vehicle. The Sequoia's safety belts are outfitted with pretensioners that fix the belts in case of a crash, limiting tenant development. Force limiters steadily discharge the strain in the safety belts to forestall chest wounds. Whiplash diminishing seats. Backside impacts can frequently bring about whiplash wounds. The Sequoia's front seats are intended to lessen the seriousness of whiplash by offering help for the head and neck. Dynamic well-being. Forestalling mishaps. Dynamic security highlights are intended to assist drivers with staying away from mishaps in any case. The 2025 Sequoia is furnished with a scope of cutting-edge dynamic security frameworks. Toyota Security Sense 2.5, TSS 2.5. This complete setup of dynamic well-being innovations is standard on all Sequoia models. Illustration. TSS 2.5 incorporates pre-crash framework with person-on-foot location, laptops W/PD. This framework utilizes a blend of radar and cameras to identify vehicles, walkers, and cyclists in the vehicle's way. In the event that a potential impact is recognized, the framework gives a discernible and visual admonition. On the off chance that the driver doesn't answer, the framework can naturally apply the brakes to help forestall or moderate a crash. Path takeoff alert with guiding help, LDAW/SA. This framework screens the vehicle's situation inside its path. Assuming the framework recognizes that the vehicle is unexpectedly floating out of its path, it gives a perceptible and visual admonition, and can likewise give guiding help to assist with keeping the vehicle in its path. Following help, LTA. This framework works related to the versatile journey control to assist with keeping the vehicle focused in its path. LTA utilizes unobtrusive directing contributions to assist the driver with keeping up with path position. Programmed high shafts, AHB. This framework naturally switches among high and low bars, relying upon the presence of different vehicles. This assists with giving ideal perceivability to the driver without blinding approaching cars. Maximum Speed Reach Dynamic Radar Journey Control, DRCC. This versatile voyage control framework keeps a preset separation between the Sequoia and the vehicle in front. The framework can naturally change the vehicle's speed to keep the accompanying separation, in any event, carrying the vehicle to a standstill, if fundamental. Vulnerable Side Screen, BSM, with Back Cross Traffic Alert, RCTA. This framework utilizes radar sensors to distinguish vehicles in the Sequoia's vulnerable sides. On the off chance that a vehicle is identified in a vulnerable side, an admonition pointer enlightens in the relating side mirror. RCTA assists with recognizing vehicles drawing nearer from the side while support up.